Good morning students. Today we are going to learn about drift of electrons and the origin of resistivity. Means drift of electrons means continuous movement of electrons and how it is related to resistance of a material. We know that in a conductor electrons suffer collision, isn't it? In a conductor lot of electrons are there, free electrons are there. That's why they suffer collision with other electrons or with ions present in that material. And in the conductor these electrons are in random motion, means they move in any direction. So due to this random motion, ultimately they stop. That means the velocity of n electrons due to random motion will be 0. That is average velocity of n electrons. If we are considering n number of electrons, average velocity, how we can write? 1 by n, sigma I equal to 1 to n, Vi is equal to 0, where I can be 1, 2, 3, 4 values. 1, 2, 3 means first, second, third electrons, etc. So due to this random motion, this average velocity will be 0. But now consider we are applying a potential difference across a conductor. That means at the ends of a conductor we are applying a potential difference. That is voltage we are applying. That means one of the end will have negative potential, other end positive. That means electric field is from positive to negative, that we know. And now the electrons, how they travel? The electrons from this side, they move towards the positive side, because negative electrons are attracted towards the positive side of the conductor. That means these electrons are accelerated towards this side when we apply a potential difference or an electric field, we can say. So now consider an electric field is applied, that is potential difference is applied, then electrons get accelerated. So the amount of acceleration A, we can write F by m. By Newton's second law we know that force is equal to m into A, mass into acceleration. Here force that is acting on this electron due to this electric field, we can write F is equal to ma, where m is the mass of the electron, A is the acceleration. So acceleration we can write F by m. Here force acting on this electron, that we can write F is equal to charge into electric field. This we know already. So we can here charge is for electron minus E into electric field E. Force is charge into electric field. So we can write, instead of F we can write here minus E into E. So acceleration now becomes minus E into E divided by m. And see, electrons are moving against this electric field. And now let us consider an electron moving against this electric field, and consider this electron at a time ti. So velocity of electrons at time, at any time, suppose at ti, it is, we can write Vi, where that is, this is the instantaneous value at any time, that is Vi is equal to minus E by m ti. How this we are getting? That is, we know acceleration is equal to velocity divided by time. That's why we can write velocity is equal to acceleration into time. So here acceleration is E by m into ti. So this is the velocity of an electron at any time ti. Now let us consider this electron is moving in this direction. That is, when electric field is applied, this electron, they won't have now random motion, they will be aligned. So now they don't have any random motion, they are somewhat aligned, and while they move, but they come across collisions. Consider one electron moves forward, then it collide with another one, first collision. When it moves, it undergoes again one more collision with another electron. So see, 1 2 3 collisions may be possible. So these are the successive collisions attained by an electron. So due to these successive collisions, this velocity of electron varies. Now we can find out the average time between successive collision. Let us take it as tau, the average time an electron undergoes between successive collision. We can take it as tau. Tau is actually the average velocity of average value of Ti, this Ti. So this average time between successive collision is called a relaxation time. Actually it is the average value of Ti. And now we can develop equation for drift velocity. So drifting means continuous movement. That is, when we apply an electric field, electrons are moving, they are in continuous movement, they are drifting towards drifting forward. So here let us find the average velocity of an electron when it moves. So here average velocity is called drift velocity. Drift velocity means the average velocity attained by a charged particle. Here the charged particle is an electron. That is average velocity attained by charged particle in a material due to electric field. That is, here we are considering an electric field. So due to this electric field, electrons move with an average velocity called drift velocity. So drift velocity is the average velocity attained by any charged particle. Here it is electron. Average velocity attained by charged particle in a material due to electric field. Now let us find out the equation for drift velocity. So drift velocity we can write Vd is equal to, this is the instantaneous velocity at time Ti. Average value of this one will get, if we consider, we will get the drift velocity. So drift velocity is equal to minus Ee by m into average value of Ti average. And this Ti average, actually it is the relaxation time, average value of time between successive collision. Okay. So Vd, drift velocity, now we can write, this is the instantaneous one, drift velocity, Vd average value of velocity between successive collision is equal to Vd is equal to minus Ee by m into Ti average. So it is equal to minus Ee by m into Ti average is actually the relaxation time, average time between the successive collision, that is tau. Just we are applying this here. Now let us consider a conductor with an area A, and we are considering a part of the conductor with area A and the distance D. So here volume of this portion, how we can find out? volume is area into this distance. So we can write area into this distance, that is area into, and we already know that distance by time is velocity. So instead of this distance we can write velocity into time. Here velocity is the average velocity attained by the electron in a time delta t. If we consider the particle, the electrons are moving in a time delta t, we can write area into distance is vd into delta t. So here number of electrons in this area in a time delta t. So let us consider so many electrons are passing in through this area within a time in a time delta t. So this number of electrons in this area in a time delta t, how we can write? Number density into volume, where n, this small letter n, is called number density, where number density means number of free electrons per volume is the number density. So now we can write n is equal to, that is number of electrons passing this area, flowing through this area in a time delta t, is number density into volume. Now let us find out the total charge transported in delta t time. Okay, that is the total charge. We can write number of charges into each charge. So here the total charge, here number of charge, that is actually we got number density into volume, isn't it, into this volume. So n vd delta t into a, that is this number n, number of charge. So it is number of charge, n is equal to here n vd delta t into a. This equation we are putting here into charge. Here charge is charge of an electron, that is minus e, n into minus e, that is n is n vd delta t into a, that we are putting in instead of n, and minus e charge, that is minus value n, e is there, a is there, vd delta t. This is the total charge transported in a time delta t through this conductor. And we know that if a charge q charges are flowing in a conductor in a time t, then current we can write rate of flow of charge. Here that is current q by t, or q we can write I into current into time. Here the total charge that is flowing through this is equal, within a time delta t, we can write q into, q is equal to I into t, that is here total charge is equal to I into, they are flowing within the time delta t, so I into delta t. Instead of this one, that is this one, we can write I into delta t, that is total charge flowing within a time delta t through a conductor q. This is actually total charge flowing. Okay, total charge flowing q, and it is equal to I delta t. From this equation, see, delta t get cancelled and we will get current is equal to minus NEAVD. We know by Ohm's law I is V by R, or we can write V is equal to IR. That means I is equal to V divided by R. That means when the drift velocity of electrons are more, we can say current is more, or we can say resistance is less for that material. When the drift velocity is more, we can say the resistance of the material is less. See how they are means related. This drift velocity and resistance, they are in inverse proportion. 1 by r is proportional to Vd. And this equation we can change like this: minus NEA, instead of Vd we can write, see, we have already developed one equation for Vd, minus EE by m into tau, that we are putting here, minus, instead of Vd, minus EE by m into tau. So it is minus of minus plus, so we will get N E square. A is there, E is there, and tau is there, divided by m. This is the equation for current flowing through a conductor. Both are same. Either you can say this one, minus NEAVD, or for problem solving this may be used N E square A E tau by divided by m. And now current density we can find out. J is equal to I by A. Current density is current flowing per area. So here I is this one, N E square A E tau by m divided by area. This will get cancelled. Now the equation will become N E square tau E by m. This is the equation for current density. Now current density is related to conductivity sigma as J is equal to sigma into E, or sigma we can write J divided by E. So conductivity J divided by E. J here it is N E square tau E by m divided by this electric field. So this will get cancelled. Now the equation will become conductivity is equal to N E square tau divided by m. And resistivity, that is 1 by conductivity. So the equation will become reverse, that is m divided by N E square tau. This is the equation for resistivity. Now let us discuss about the mobility of electrons. So mobility, what do you mean by mobility? So in conductors, conductivity is due to mobile charge carriers. Mobile means they are in motion. That is, in conductors, conductivity is due to mobile charge carriers. That is, here it is electrons. And in ionized gas, charge carriers are electrons and ions. In gas, electrons are there, ions are there. So these are the charge carriers. In electrolytes, positive and negative ions are there. So here the charge carriers are positive and negative ions in electrolytes. We are discussing about conductors. So in conductors, mobile charge carriers are electrons. So mobility of these electrons, we can write it as mu is equal to Vd by E. That is, mobility means Vd is drift velocity per unit electric field. That is mobility. Mobility of a charge is the drift velocity per unit electric field. And let us find out the unit of mu. That is Vd. That is velocity. The unit is meter per second. And electric field, unit of electric field is, this is volt per distance. Distance is meter. So volt per meter. So meter per second into this one, meter per volt. So it is meter square volt second. This is the unit of mu. And now the equation for mobility we can develop. That is, mu is equal to Vd. That is drift velocity. Drift velocity equation we have already developed. Drift velocity is minus E tau by m. Just we are putting this value here, minus E tau divided by m divided by electric field E. So here electric field get cancelled. Now equation will become minus E into tau divided by m. This is the equation for mobility of an electron. See, we have already told mobility can be explained for electrons, ions, etc. So in the case of an electron, it is charge is minus E, so it is minus E tau by m. For positive ions, we can say it will be positive value E tau by m. So generally we can write two equations for mobility, that is Vd by E or E tau by m. These are the equations for mobility. Okay, we will see in the next portion.